Hey everyone, it's Mark Sargent, and this is Flat Earth Q&A emails number 33. Yes, the dreaded number 33. And for those of you who don't know how this works, you email me at msargent23@comcast.net, and I will try to read it on Strange World, which is on Tuesday nights, Truth Frequency Radio, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And if I can't get to it, I will read it here. So let's just get right to it, shall we? First email is called World is Flat by Haja, H-A-A-J-A. Hi, buddy. In reference, first time I've ever been called buddy. In reference to the YouTube video, they are hiding God with the greatest lie ever. Wow, this is one that has boggled my brain slightly. I, as yourself, am a truth theorist, and I'm extremely open-minded. But after watching this video, I would not mind saying or admitting that it did shake my brain and thought school slightly. And you don't mind, I would like to ask a question, Mark? Just so I can completely understand this, when you say the world is flat, would you be referring to the world alone or the complete solar system as well? The reason I ask this is when you look up into the sky, either night or day, the moon is clearly visible, either half or full moon, and it seems, well, it is clearly round. Could you please advise? Kind regards, Haja. Yeah, I don't believe there's a solar system at all. Not only do I believe that the Earth is flat, but I believe it is an enclosed system, so that everything you see in the sky, whether it be the moon or the sun or the stars, is either part of a giant projection system or could be a three-dimensional or two-dimensional object. But it's nothing you can land on. And they're not very large and not very far away. So the sun is not 93 million miles away. The moon is not 237,000 miles away. They are both about the same size, spinning above us like a mobile above a child's crib. Next one is called Music. Mark, hi, huge fan here. Might I suggest you play Rage Against the Machine for your intro and others? They would be an awesome fit as they speak out against the injustices of the United States government. My favorite is Bomb Track. Thanks, Epic Borrego. That's from Brandon Borrego. And Rage Against the Machine is a little edgy for me. I used to listen to them back in the day, back in the 90s, and it's good tracks. I mean, there's a reason why they were picked for things like The Matrix. Very edgy, very angry, very hostile. I try to use some aggressive tracks, but I think that's a little too aggressive for me. Remember, I'm an 80s kid, so it's not, these guys are just a little too much. This one's called Thumbs Up. Hi, Mark, hope you are well. Thanks for reading out my email on your Q&A session number 21. My name is Sam Franklin Jones from Hertfordshire, which we pronounce, Hertfordshire. Hertfordshire. My question is on your previous show was on the gyroscope and how gravity affects it. After you explained that scientists can't explain gravity, I have also thrown it out of my thinking, and I am 100% a flat earther. Not that I secretly wasn't one anyway. I have been listening to your shows every day on my iPhone whilst at work, and I can say they are really getting me thinking. You mentioned on one of your interviews that the Globers are having a hard time coming back at us now, and they only have a few spokesmen to combat against the Flat Earth movement. This is true. Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nutt, and Brian Cox, are all going to get a very big shock when they realize this movement isn't going away. And thanks to YouTube and social media, it's picking up a pace at such a speed that they will have to face them at some point. The way I picture this is just like the film Unstoppable with Denzel Washington, if you have seen it. The runaway train is half a mile long, and the idea to stop it is to use a derailleur, which the company who owns the train say will work. By the time the train reaches the derailleur, the train has picked up too much speed and just blows it out of the way. It just carries on traveling. That's the flat earth and how big it has become. I even picture Eric Dubé as the guy who they tried to heli-drop onto the train to control it, but it fails miserably. I never heard that one. It's good. The one difference with this ending is Denzel Washington hasn't been cast, and there will be no stopping this. I've listened to enough shows and listened to so many interviews that I really want to help get a clear line of where everyone should be moving towards. We have exposed NASA and their lies in so many videos on YouTube and picked apart interviews, but what my thinking is, what next? How do we go about really putting this in front of everyone to see? I understand the FE 2017 is coming in November, which I probably won't be able to make as I am in the United Kingdom, but I hope that it won't be just a listen to my theory kind of conference. Individuals performing their own experiments is awesome, and I have one of my own that I want to try, but we need to be more collective and push for answers. Antarctica is my thinking. Yes, we can't drill or mine or claim the land, but I'm sure it is open to scientific experiments and testing something as minimal as how long it takes from traveling from one side to the other seems like a simple enough experiment to request. There would be no effect to Antarctica and 100% no claiming of land. My thought would be to go straight down the middle America and keep walking, if you get my thinking. If a petition was set up to send a team of 20 across the ice to test this, I'm sure with the momentum the Flat Earth has generated, there would be a few who would sign it. Make a joke of it. Make it a laugh. Make it so that Globers find it funny enough to sign it as well, just so they can prove it's a globe. As we say, any media coverage is good because we are getting the word out there. In the UK, if you get enough signatures on a petition and then Parliament will have to take it seriously, I'm not sure what it's like in the United States. Either way, this is a world where Donald Trump is elected as president, the UK leaves Europe, the Super Bowl comeback, and over here in the UK, Leicester winning the Premier League, which was 5,000 to 1 at the beginning of the year. I had never heard that. Anyway, I'd love to have a chat with you on the phone sometime, so I will add my number at the bottom. Please do not read out. Haha. Yeah, I see what you did there. Love your shows. Keep up the good work. Kind regards, Sam Franklin Jones from UK. Awesome. And yeah, the Antarctica thing isn't bad. Sure, I mean, other people have suggested it. I still think it's locked down tighter than a drum. You're not going to be able to. So, I mean, the petition alone, jumping through the red tape hoops that would allow you to do experiments down in Antarctica would take years. Simply years. This one's called Image Search. Including the quotation marks, do a Google image search for CBS News Space Center. I did, and it was very interesting. You should too. Look up CBS News Space Center and type in and click on the images button. Awesome. This one's called A Few Flat Earth References or Globe Indoctrination You May Not Have Heard. So my name is Vince. I'm 25 and I'm slowly absorbing this alternative, not mainstream, I don't know what to call it, intriguing research. I've been watching your videos for about 2 years now, along with everyone else's. I first saw a Flat Earth post on Instagram. I don't remember the guy. He made custom jewelry. Anyway, it was summer of 2015, and I was intrigued that people still thought about this. I had no hateful feelings towards anyone thinking differently. My main thing was why he was thinking this way. I let it go, though, for about a week, maybe 2, and then I YouTubed Flat Earth, and I believe I saw your videos first, along with Eric, since you guys had the most popular videos in that time frame. I'm still not a full believer, however, I do believe something is peculiar with the entire thing. I'll add, I'm leaning more towards FE. So after watching all that, I find Flat Earth references in subtle ways in what I usually watch in my leisure time, as well as craning the globe down our craning. It's cramming. That spell checker says craning. I didn't even know that was a word. The globe down our throats and making sure we remember it's a globe. As I watched, I accumulated a small list of movies and television shows along with a theory I had. I don't make videos, so I thought I would share it with you, maybe incorporate it into future videos or just delete this email. I just had to share. TV shows. Vikings Season 1. Don't remember the episode. Later in the series, Helga is talking about Ymir creating the Earth, talking about the Sky Dome being his skull. Nice. The iPhone video game, Empires and Allies, has no Antarctica on the map. Nice. Movies, Jurassic Park, the newest movie scene where she shows the new hybrid dinosaur, talking about NASA being boring to people, so they have something new to invigorate the public's interest. I assume making stuff up, discovering fake planets. Lake Placid, the first movie. The celebrity alligator guy tells the sheriff the Earth is round, and so should you be. This is just the first stuff I've seen people post about. Maybe it's not important, however, I'm just trying to show people that the truth is hidden everywhere. Also, here are some theories I have. Please don't laugh. Ooh, can't wait. I've not read this. Theory 1. So according to Flat Earth, the ice wall is protected from the masses possibly seeing more land and sea, correct? At least according to the map found in Hawaii that shows the 32 to 33 other land masses outside of our Earth. What if the space program is just exploring those other lands on the premise of space? Like the Mars rover is on some sort of landmass that's complete desert out there in the new ocean. What do you think? Yeah, maybe. I know I do like the 1,000-year-old map. I do like those other continents, how they're spread around us. But you got to remember that also on that map, there's two very, very strong circles with an inner boundary and an outer boundary. I don't think we can leave those circles. I think it's the limit to where we can travel. Do I think there's land outside of here? Sure. But I think that we are either being protected from or people are being protected from us. And I think that barrier is there for a reason. Probably because we're dangerous. We're pretty savage. Look at all the sci-fi movies. They all say the same thing. I thought I had saved my other theory, but I guess I didn't write it down. It was about that Russia video on silicon-based organisms, but I can't remember entirely. I don't know if you're into that or not. Oh yeah, the trees. No forests on flat Earth. That's what the video was called. I don't know. It's saved somewhere. However, right now I cannot find it. I have the TV shows talking about the silicon-based life forms as well. If you're interested, I will send. Thanks. Hope you will read it all. Cheers, V. And yeah, I did read it all. So thank you for that. This one's from John, the guy that's doing the Flat Earth meetups in Colorado. It's called Tough Questions for NASA, Flat Earth and Other Forbidden Topics, Meetup Monday, Fort Collins. And he's talking about the questions that they discussed at the meetup. According to NASA, the ISS has been orbiting at about 249 miles above the Earth's surface since about November of 1998. At that altitude, the space station has been experiencing temperature ranges from a very hot 250 degrees Fahrenheit to a freezing negative 250 degrees Fahrenheit daily. That seems to me to be a huge fluctuation, constantly wearing down the structure of whatever the ISS is made of. I know of no substance found here on Earth that can tolerate as much expansion and retraction, I think he means contraction, daily and still keep its integrity. Open to comments here if you have informed information otherwise. In addition, creating even more doubts as the ISS, it has been traveling at over 5 miles per second or 17,000 miles per hour for almost 20 years. Shouldn't these factors create some major concerns as to the structure worthiness and safety of its passengers over time? Now, I know that here on Earth, aircraft and submarines are constantly being inspected for stress factors on the fuselage of the aircraft, working parts, window seals, flaps, etc. A commercial aircraft, which flies at a respectable 550 miles an hour, has required maintenance schedules, which includes X-ray data to identify weaknesses and hairline cracks to prevent the aircraft from disintegrating in midair. Submarines have triple redundancy safety features and a machine shop on board to repair and replace seals, valves, gaskets, and filters. The oxygen generators that extract oxygen from seawater and filters that control the gases and keep the accumulating carbon dioxide levels safe are continually maintained, scrubbed, cleaned, and monitored because it is so critical. If NASA has a different system that is so much further advanced than what the United States Navy is using, why is NASA not sharing this revolutionary technology with the United States military? Good point, since NASA is the United States military. They are DOD, Department of Defense. Seems to me, although I am no structural engineer, that it is a total impossibility that the ISS is still structurally sound, especially when you watch live footage of astronauts repairing items outside the ISS where wires, cables, unprotected electronics, lights, and odd gizmos are visible and protruding everywhere and apparently constantly being subjected to the elements. These integral parts of the ISS appear to be made from many different kinds of materials, like fabrics, plastics, and metals, just hanging and dangling around. Again, unprotected from a minus 250 to plus 250 Fahrenheit daily. NASA, you got a lot of explaining to do. I'm not going to do a Ricky Ricardo accent. And that's from John Vanuck, Flat Earth and Other Forbidden Topics, meets in Fort Collins, Colorado. I think this next one is Tuesday. It's tomorrow, by the way, at 6 p.m. up in Fort Collins. The trailer and all the details for it are on my channel, so you can check that out when you get a chance. So thank you. Good stuff. And yeah, everything you said there, I had discussed with a industrial engineer specializing in valves and seals on one of my Strange World episodes quite a while ago. Good stuff. He was one of the first people to bring it up. This one's called Flat Earth References. Greetings, Mark. I am watching one of the documentaries on the land masses being flat, and well, I would like to know if you have a list of reference material you could send to help me do further research. I am beyond curious at this point. Prior military, and I now recall so much that was odd to me. Before that makes sense with this new info. Please contact me ASAP. Thank you. And unfortunately, that email was sent a while ago, but what I will send him, I'll just save that down at the bottom. In fact, maybe I'll pull that off to the side, and so I won't forget it. I'll put that over there. I will send him the list to the Flat Earth testimony shows, which had a lot of military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, air traffic controllers, a whole bunch of pilots, engineers, the whole 9 yards. Everybody talking about how the world is not what you think it is. I will send that to him. This one is called Questions Concerning UTD. Okay. Hi, Mark. After watching your documentary, I've become quite unsettled, and memories have come flooding back concerning conversations I've had with my grandparents and photos my grandmother sent me before she died a few years ago. I've been checking to see if this is a current email before writing further. My name is Jim Cody on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to get a sense of who I am, I'm also on Facebook, but close to shutting down that nonsense after getting the guts to unplug. Best regards, JACC. So I will save that off to the side. I don't generally read these beforehand. I just get too many emails. So I will send him a thing and say that, yeah, this is a current email. Same email. It's the only email I've ever used, msargent23@comcast.net. Literally, it's the only email I've used for the last 20, good Lord, how long has it been? 22, 23 years. This one's called Where I Live from the ISS. And he's got some images. Oh, no, it's from the NASA.gov thing. Look at the sun's hotspot in Cape Cod Bay. Shouldn't the entire hemisphere be a massive hotspot if we're getting light from a massive star? I've flown over this area many times, and at 36,000 feet, it looks similar, although not at such an acute angle. Just doesn't seem as high up as they say. I also love how in each of these ISS photos, the horizon curve is always some Photoshop glow effect that looks totally fake. Have a great Thursday evening, Steve. Awesome, Steve. Thank you very much. This one's called Flat Earth Commercial. Mark, listen to your talk today that you had with Jaron talking about movies and such, mentioning Flat Earth. This commercial I recorded with my iPhone off the TV. So sorry for the bad quality. Recorded January 5th, and it's seen about 5 times since. It is a local-based company out of Oklahoma, so not national. I always love the hard work. And he didn't include the link. I know, everybody's done it. It's a rookie mistake. You hate to see it, but we all do it. So hopefully, if you are listening to this, please send me the link. Don't forget to send the link when you're sending me emails. I know everyone gets excited, but you gotta follow through. This one's called Thank You for Believing Moses. Hi, Mr. Sargent. My name is Deborah. I figured out the earth was flat growing up on a boat, but no one would believe me. I could see the lights from Avalon Harbor from my bedroom window in San Pedro, California, at least 30 miles away. Now I live on top of the mountain, Lake Arrowhead, California. On a clear day, not only can you see Catalina Island, which is at least 130 miles away, but you can see well past it, and you can see the islands off the coast of Santa Barbara, well over 200 miles. Las Vegas is a great place to have a conference because the room rates and airfares are super cheap. Thank you for proving the Bible is real. This has given me and my family a great peace of mind. Moses got this one right. Now I know he was right about everything else. Awesome. Thank you. And that was from Deborah. 2 things. One, the conference. Yeah, of course, Vegas has cheap everything. They do that deliberately so they can get you in there. But I think the Raleigh, North Carolina is a good choice in this case because it's in the middle of the East Coast. And it's within basically driving distance. There's most of the population in the United States is still east of the Mississippi. And it's good. A lot of people that I've been talking to that are going to go to the conference, they're going to be driving. They're not going to fly. So, I mean, yeah, it may take you a day to drive there, but cheaper in airfare in a lot of cases. This one's called, check out the Netflix movie Discovery. Hi, Mark. This is JJ from South Korea. Been watching and following Flat Circle Earth. I prefer using FCE for easier understanding since October of 2015. Quite a long time, right? I'm watching the movie from Netflix called The Discovery, starring Robert Redford. You need to watch the first 5 minutes. Robert Redford was mentioned about how Flat Earth is true. Gotta check. We will start our own Flat Earth Korea channel through YouTube. Next week, it would be weekly recording with one of the popular IT journalists. Sorry, we will talk in Korean, but it's definitely sharing. We'll definitely share the link after the upload. Keep up the great work and hope to see you Flat Year 2017 North Carolina. Cheers, JJ. Two things. One, thank you for doing the Flat Earth channel in South Korea. That's awesome. Really a lot of fun. And then the movie The Discovery, interesting movie. Yeah, not in theaters. That is one of those weird little head scratcher movies where it's kind of like a different version of the movie Brainstorm with Christopher Walken from years ago, 30 years ago, which they're talking about, can you record thoughts? And can you record thoughts of people that have been recently deceased? Can you see what happens after we die? It's one of the only things I would actually consider bigger than Flat Earth. The ultimate question, what happens when we die? What happens when we leave this place? And I'm not going to do spoilers for you, but it's a fascinating movie. Great cast. Of course, when Robert Redford directs, everybody's going to sign on board. And they go into some very interesting topics. But yeah, he talked about Flat Earth in the very beginning of it when he was being interviewed. And I took that clip and I reverse imaged it and I put it out on YouTube, so you can take a look at that if you want. It's awesome. I've been really busy lately, but I will do it if possible. This one's called Alaska Layover. Mark, the Chinese president enjoys a layover in Alaska. That's in the news right now. Look at the flight path on Flat Earth map. Interesting, Rick. Yeah, why would you lay over? Why would the Chinese president, when he's coming here, lay over in Alaska? Why not lay over in Hawaii? I would think that would be way better place to lay over. No one wants to lay over in Alaska. Interesting. It's good. This one's called Thank You. Dear Mark, you and Patricia have opened my eyes and the light bulb is on. Being that I have been aware of this since November of 2016, I keep going further down that rabbit hole. There's no turning back now. Wish I could remember the very first video I watched, thinking what an idiot. But little did I know, I turned out to be the idiot. I'm not going to give you a 5-paragraph essay, so here's so sorry about my rambling. It's not that long, actually. My name is Christopher Connell, and I live in Westchester County, New York. When I finish organizing my YouTube channel, I am sure you will watch one of my videos and have some great ideas. They are going to be very amateur, but it will be informative. There might be a possibility of some changes in my life, so I haven't made the channel CC public yet. I don't know if you're going to be able to pull off CC. I'm sure that's taken, but never know. Also, I just paid for my new plate, NASA Lies. Really? Do you actually got NASA Lies? I totally want a screenshot of that. That's awesome. And I am surprised because Candy also got NASA Lies. And I am surprised it hasn't been flagged. I have not heard anything from the DMV, but I will send you a pic of it unless the authorities come for me. Anyway, you're doing an excellent job. Your information is informative and you make it look real easy. Always look forward when my phone rings. Sorry I can't watch them all because of time and work, but I'll be listening to you this week. I have the 914 area code. I hope I can shake your hand this November. I'm waiting for my tax refund to pay for everything. Speak soon, and thanks again, Mark. Christopher. Awesome. A lot of great things there. He's got a Flat Earth license plate. He's going to do a YouTube channel on Flat Earth, and he's going to attend the conference. Boom. There's a hat trick right there. That's a great email. And as far as the NASA Lies goes, I think it's working because, remember, the first 5 letters of NASA Lies spells nasal. I think when you first look at it, unless you explain it, different, and it's different from state to state, that maybe people think of it as a nose and throat doctor. Very possible. I mean, NASA Lies is negative, and most of the time they do not allow negative plates. So very, very interesting. This one's called Flat Earth. Hello, Mark. Thanks for the great videos and all the incredible work you have done. The existence of people like you gives a hope for real changes in this life. I'm watching the Flat Earth videos on YouTube about 3 weeks now, and I must admit I am in a state of shock. My name is Irma. I grew up in a country that doesn't exist anymore, in a Soviet Union. We had been, I am not going to do the Soviet accent. I swear to God, I'm not going to do it. We had been lied, oh geez. We had been lied to every day then, almost about everything. One of the hardest things when you come out of Matrix is the long time required to rediscover the real world slowly, day by day, year by year. It is not like the veils fell off and suddenly you see everything clearly. The good part is that teaches me to seek for the truth, no matter what. And the biggest question that never loses its importance is the physical world we are living in, because it is linked directly to the explanation of the question, what in hell is wrong with us? All right, I'll stop, I swear. I went from atheism to Christianity to Buddhism and back to atheism. Wow. I thought I finally figured it out. Now I have two major questions. First, the unthinkable. Beyond any comprehension level of corruption of those in power and how the truth, whatever it might be, can be revealed to masses, because it must be revealed. More they hide, more they lie, more power they have, and the only reason why would anyone need so much power is to use it on us cheaps. Cheaps? She meant to say sheeps, and the spell checker changed it to cheaps. Second question is, if this model of Earth is true, then for me it raises more questions about the identity of Creator instead of accepting him immediately as God. And definitely I will not go back to the Orthodox Christian mythology with its priests and the Middle Age racism and chauvinism. I would rather be like the Babylonians. Although there is a moment of pride and purpose when you discover that someone created you. It is like having a loving parent instead of neglecting ones. But my concern is, how would it work for billions of people who cares much more about material stuff over anything else? I spoke about Flat Earth to a friend who I knew was open-minded and as a former politician knew how the system works. In addition, he was one of those people who opened my mind to many things. So his reaction was, if it is so, then what changes here in real life? How the shape of Earths will affect greed in corporations and banks, really? It is astonishing. If this knowledge doesn't change everything, then what does? So we would adjust to a globe system. So yes, it is a deception, but it's not a permanent one, and it's done for the right reasons. It's not done for malicious intent. How's that? So this one's called Billing NASA. Hi, Mark. It's Flat Fred again. I just thought of a way to tick off NASA. I say every flat earther in the U.S. should bill NASA for every cent they took from us in taxes. I found out that they get about half a cent per dollar from us. So we get the gross amount we make every year, figure the amount of every year, and then send the bill, citing fraud as the reason, of course. If 1 million or more people do this, they will probably go ballistic. A little play on words there. Nice. I have already downloaded an invoice for that purpose. Let's take all our money back. Keep the great work coming. Fred. Awesome, Fred. That's fantastic. This is a quote from the Peanut Gallery for the next show. Well, yeah, but the Peanut Gallery, you're not the Peanut Gallery, so I can only take Peanut Gallery quotes. But I will read this regardless. So this will be like the email Peanut Gallery quote. The best way to get famous in your own lifetime is to pose an idea that is counter to prevailing research and which ultimately earns a consistency of observations and experiment. This ensures healthy disagreement at all times while working on the bleeding edge of discovery. Who said that? NDT. Taken from the Huffington Post article, What Science Is and How and Why It Works. Awesome. And he goes, well, sir, I would ask you to follow your own precept and please allow for healthy disagreement when consistent observations and experiments fail to demonstrate any curvature of the Earth's surface. And that's from Jack Frost, Flat Earth researcher. Awesome. And I will be mentioning him on Patricia's next show because he sent me cookies. As you guys probably knew, or maybe you didn't know, I put the mailing address in the States. You can send me anything you want, and the mailing address is actually in the description of every video I make now. So awesome. Because I basically, because I have so many videos. I've got 600 videos now that when I make changes to the description, I'm just doing a full blown, I'm changing all of them at the same time. So that's why you see everything the same. It's just easier. I just don't have time to change all the videos and tailor them for different things. This one's called New FE. Mark, I am a brand new to the Flat Earth Truth. I must admit, due mostly to the YouTube videos, especially yours. I have, however, recently begun studying all the Flat Earth Bible verses and was blown away to what was under my very nose for years. I don't think you're a Christian? ? Actually, I am. Not sure, but either way, I would love to join a group or club, etc. for Flat Earth. Could you give me or direct me to info for the best one or ones? If you want to join a Flat Earth group, that's from Denise. I think I may save this email, and I'll email her back, and I will ask her. You got to tell me where you are. One, I mean, you want a physical group, you just want to hang out, because you can join all sorts of hangouts. There's hangouts every single day now in Flat Earth, and some of them run a long, long time. This one's called No Subject. Mark, hello, my name is Joyce, and I am interested in attending a live lecture on the Flat Earth, and I live in Los Angeles. Could you please email me when and where I can attend a live gathering of flat attendees? All right, I'm going to save that one off, and I will send her the things for the conference. I don't know anything that's happening in Los Angeles yet, but there could be a meetup there eventually. This one's called Flat Earth Reference. Oh, Flat Earth Reference. The show Man Seeking Woman, Season 1, Episode 7, at about 17 and a half minutes in. Super short. Guy asks woman why she is in hell. Response, well, I said the earth was round. Interesting. Man Seeking Woman, Season 1, Episode 7. That's interesting. It's good. Yeah, another reference. There's going to be some more before it's over. This one's called Thought You Might Like This Picture. And it's a local business here in Houston, Texas, and it is a dry cleaners with a globe on it, but it's a really bad globe, and it shows the United States pretty much taking up it's way bigger than it should be. The perspective's way off, but that's interesting. Yeah, I think it's good, but thank you. I appreciate it. This one's called Pink Moon. Hello, Mark. My name is Thomas, checking in from Inglewood, New Mexico. Been studying up on the Flat Earth model for the past few months, and I just have to tip my hat off to you for helping me understand or grasp my thoughts around life. I need a drink of water. My boss knows I'm a Flat Earther and gives me a kind of a hard time about it, but in a joking manner. He asked me this morning, why is the moon pink? I wouldn't know where to look or who to ask. You were the only one that popped up that would have a good answer. Hope to hear from you. Are we talking about a blood moon or just a pink moon in general? Either way, the moon is its own display system. Check it out. Look up the Flat Earth moon temperature or Flat Earth moon cold. There's some, or just go to my channel. In the Flat Earth short list for newbies, there's some wonderful tests there. And by that, if you're new to this, the Flat Earth, or I'm sorry, the moon is generating a cold light. So if it's 50 degrees in the moonlight, it's actually warmer in the moon shade, up to like 13 degrees, like 60 degrees in the moon shade. And what's even creepier is if you take a magnifying glass to the moonlight, it even gets colder, which we can do now. I mean, the technology exists. It's called a cool laser, but we haven't had that technology very long. So interesting stuff. So as far as being pink, though, I don't know. I mean, it displays its own thing, its own graphics, so it can be anything it wants. If it wants to be a smiley face, it could do that as well. This one's called Flat Earth Orion is Not Right. Mark, my name is Travis Scroggins. I live in Aladdin, Wyoming, just 15 minutes from Devil's Tower, Wyoming, and literally in the middle of nowhere. I have been there. I've been Devil's Tower, and I know exactly where he is. There's nothing out there. So needless to say, after dark, my sky lights up so beautifully with these twinkle lights, stars and planets, whatever they are. Anyway, short story, I was awoken by your video. So bring this to you. I watch my sky every night, and Orion is currently showing up just shy of setting as it turns dark here about 8 p.m.-ish. Here is the mind-blowing, whole lid-breaking, globe-smashing fact I found. I logged into the Modheim Antarctica Station. It is the Norwegian team's Antarctica station. We need to keep this very quiet. You know what? I'm reading this. So we can keep this camera going for us, or else they may try to hide this. There's a lot of exclamation points and caps in this letter, by the way. Anyway, I logged into one of their cameras and could not freaking believe my eyes, sir. There was Orion just rising in their Antarctica sky. Now, how in the holy heck can that be? They are supposedly on the other side of the globe at the bottom. Now, how can Orion be just rising in their sky, then simultaneously rising in my sky in Wyoming on the opposite side of the Earth? Nope, can't. We found it. Proof that cannot be refuted in any way, shape, or form, sir. Please call. Would love to explain. Phone number, I tried calling you already. Travis Scroggins. Yeah, some guys confirmed that. Comparing what you see up in the United States with what's happening down in Antarctica. That's interesting stuff. Thank you. I will look into it. That's great. This one's called UK Radio Show. Hi, Mark. There is a radio show here in the UK hosted by a man called Howard Hughes. The show has featured some noteworthy guests on topics dealing with the unexplained. I have emailed Mr. Hughes and recommended you as a guest on the show. Your Flat Earth clues are fantastic in your work generally. So please look out for potential email from the show. Regards, Stephen, UK. And yeah, as you guys probably know by now, I do not solicit any show or group or anything like that. Everything that's happened to me has happened without any assistance on my part. So every interview that I've done, the book thing, the websites, the apps, all that stuff, people have come to me. If you want to email someone on my behalf, though, a show, you want me to be on a show, just let them know. Shoot them a link to Flat Earth Clues, send them a link to the YouTube channel or Enclosed World or something. And if they contact me, I don't think I've turned down anybody yet. I mean, yeah, I've turned down a couple different debate people because I don't think they're right to debate against Flat Earth, but I have not turned down a single show yet. I don't care if they're for or against, and I've done 100, coming up on 110 at this point, which is great. Keep preaching the word. This one's called Thanks for the Awakening. Mark, thought I'd share this humorous piece of crap with you. Gave me a good laugh. I appreciate all you've done and continue to keep up the great work. It is, yeah, I know, I've seen this. It's on popsci.com. It's called 10 Ways You Can Prove the Earth is Round. And you're going to see more and more of those as this thing keeps going forward because science has to try to defend themselves in some way. This one's called NASA Images. Mark, just for fun, check out the images at nasa.gov. If you search for Earth Horizon, most of the CGI show a ridiculous curve of various proportions, but about a dozen out of more than 800 images show the horizon as flat as a pancake. Thanks for giving out my email last week, as I made a great contact with someone who attends the same church that I go to and told me of some other folks that are flat earthers. Guess who lives here in Billings? Frank Borman, the Apollo astronaut. I want to talk to him. Again, anyone in Montana can contact me at, and I will read it one more time, saborgnine@gmail.com. So that's saborg9@gmail.com. Thanks again. And his name is Bill Nolte, like Nick Nolte, but Bill. Cool. This one's called Globe Proof the Simple Way. Mark, I heard you were promoting a program to pay out the proof for a globe. I'd like the details, please. I understand this fund may not be your money, but you promote it. My proof is a simple experiment and has nothing to do with Wikipedia or any NASA gobbledygook. It's not often I get to say gobbledygook, but complex in that it requires 2 observations done 6 months apart. Would my time factor disqualify me? In other words, my proof cannot be finalized until that time has elapsed. Looking forward to getting started. Thank you, Mark in New Westminster, Canada. P.S. If after 6 months my simple test result fails and confirms we don't live in a ball, will you buy me lunch at least? Nice. And in fact, let me see if I can find the email for this. I don't know if I've got it lying around. I don't have it. I'm gonna have to grab it. Kathy Dunson is who you want to get a hold of. You know what? If he's listening to this, get a hold of Kathy Dunson through Zen Garcia, who hosts a show on Truth Frequency Radio called Secrets Revealed. That's who you want to get a hold of. But I'm kind of curious about your test. This one's called Wait. Hi, Mark. If indeed we were traveling in a parabolic curve on a commercial aircraft, wouldn't our body weight be measurably lighter once cruising altitude had been obtained? Best wishes, Len Mooring. Would we be lighter once we had when we hit cruising altitude? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if we'd be lighter. Because the science would say, well, no, you're still too close to the ground and gravity, but I don't know. Somebody look into that. It's interesting. This one's called Flat Earth Article. You probably are already aware of this, but I thought I'd share with you just in case you didn't see it. It's called The Hot New Conspiracy Theory Tearing Flat Earth Movement. By the way, can you talk a little about meteors and how they play into the flat Earth with a dome scenario? I haven't heard much about this. Thanks, Kim from Washington State. Yeah, Kim, the meteors, that's one of the questions we've heard since week one, which is, why don't we have, we see stuff in the sky that apparently are meteors. And do I think that some meteors come to the ground? Yeah, but there's not a lot of them. And why don't satellites ever avoid them? Why don't we ever see a satellite getting hit by any size meteor? Not the big ones, the little ones, like the size of nickels. A meteor the size of a nickel could destroy a satellite, even if it was a glancing blow. Those things are supposedly precise instruments, and they never ever get wiped out. So why not? That's really interesting. And a friend of mine once said that your meteors could be no different than throwing rocks into an aquarium, and that essentially is more or less true. Which is how easy it would be to do if you built a structure like this. Introduce a piece of metal ore at speed, use some sort of railgun technology, and fire at a shallow angle. Try not to aim for any cities. Also interesting that we've never had a meteor hit and generate a massive crater recently. I mean, not just recently. I mean, in our civilization, can you point me a city that got damaged by a meteor? Or I know that people say, oh, there's giant craters here and there. I go, yeah, but those craters were here before we got here. That could have just been terraforming, or that could have just been creating, doing meteors when we're not here. Because remember, we're not the first people to rent this apartment. This one's called Flat Earth Weather Balloons and Position of the Sun. Hi, Mark. I am from New Zealand. I've been listening to your videos while I work and really enjoying them. Thank you. Something I've been wondering about recently is the position of the sun in the videos on YouTube of weather balloons that have gone up into the black. Has anyone ever seen one where the sun is right overhead above the camera? Because it always looks as if the sun is on the same level as the camera, like two leaves floating on the surface of a swimming pool. Interesting. Perhaps it's just me. Also, this might be old hat by now, but when I Google just one of the top results is the Earth flat. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is one of them. You can type in into a search engine. You're dead on with that. I think that shows just how important it is becoming. That's all. You won't be able to reply to this email, but I'm sure you are busy enough already. Kind regards, Late Bloomer. I don't think that's really their name. But I love the first part of that, which is interesting that weather balloons go up, and we see a weather balloon where the sun is literally right above them? Because it should be eventually, right? Depending on where you are, during a summer month, wherever you're launching the balloon from, shouldn't, high noon, shouldn't you be able to launch a balloon up and the sun is directly above? Shouldn't you? Maybe those videos are out there and we just haven't noticed. Don't know. This one's called Under the Dome. We're going to do a couple more. Mark, currently watching your doc. I do have to compliment you on actual production of the video. However, I was curious to know if this video is meant to be a joke. I love conspiracy theories and watch every doc on the tiniest hope there's something to believe in them. I'm convinced of nothing at all. Can you explain days and nights, sun's rotation and such? I'm halfway through the movie. So he wrote me literally halfway through the Flat Earth Clues, and I get a lot of people that do that. So if it is addressed further along, no need to answer that. Because I was going to answer the video the email that fast. Come on, man. This thing was sent weeks ago. And I'm sorry. It's getting worse and worse. And I will save this off, and I will respond to him. I will send the link to my channel. Because so many people, my stuff is mirrored in a bunch of different places. And so they don't even know I have a YouTube channel. They just know that there's this Flat Earth Clues video out there. This one's called Shadow on the Moon. I perceive to show the sun path and globe reference drawing, spelling, not my thing. It's from Uriah Fawcett. And if I click on images, What's it show me? I didn't even click on this. Pick slightly south of west, and west. Sun has not reached here yet. Interesting. If you send me pictures and they're really good, I'll include them in the slideshow, by the way. And as you guys probably know, most of the slides in the slideshow, not necessarily on the email thing, because the email thing I use videos, but in the slideshows for Strange World, most of the videos, I mean 90% of the videos weren't mine. They were sent to me by listeners. Okay, maybe we'll end on this one, which is called Yin Yang Flat Earth. Hey Mark, it's been a long time since I've emailed you and wanted to touch base. I'm a mom of 3 boys, and I can't teach them enough about the flat earth. My middle son, who is 8, told me today his teacher was talking about outer space. He raised his hand and said, "You know the earth is flat, right?" Without hesitation, she agreed. "You're so right, it is," and went on with the outer space lesson. I considered that a win. It could have been humoring the kid, you never know. When I see the sunrise and it sets as if I can actually see it traveling towards or away from me, it makes me think of the yin and yang symbol, the sun and moon traveling above us like a clock. We're inside of a crystal timepiece. The daylight savings time and time zones make me believe without a doubt we are truly on a surface and no way a globe with some sort of dome overhead. It's too bad, really, that this knowledge is being kept from us, knowledge that unlocks the real wonders of this world and inside of us. We are beautiful, and this earth is a beautiful place. Unfortunately, working 9 to 5, we miss out on the elegant environment God has placed us in and what he has placed in us. My boys sometimes make fun of me. I can see that they are being so indoctrinated, even at a Christian private school. There isn't much talk about the firmament. People in my Bible class think I'm nuts, and what's the point? I was new to attending church and Bible class and couldn't get past Genesis in the Bible. So much didn't make sense. I lost my sanity combing information and studying for a good 4 years. When I stumbled upon Flat Earth, it hit me. It all made sense in an instant. Within the blink of an eye, I could see it and believe it. It all makes exact and perfect sense on a flat, fixed earth. Nothing else makes a bit of damn sense. I love your take on it all and continue to listen to you because you are very upbeat and positive. I hope to attend the Flat Earth Conference later this year. Too bad Shaq wasn't able to keep speaking on his own terms about the truth. B.O.B. has also probably been given a script to make himself look and seem utterly ridiculous and unbelievable. As always, keep up the great work, Mark. Geneva. Thank you, Geneva. And you know what? With that upbeat email, that's the one we're gonna end on. So thank you much, guys, for getting through this 33rd email thing. If you guys want to shoot me notes, pictures, whatever, you can send them to msargent23@comcast.net. You can also call the show line if you want. I don't generally, I save some voicemails, but for the most part, I just read emails. The show line is 720-897-6111. And if you want to send me anything physical, like music stuff or cookies or peanuts or care packages or whatever you want, I appreciate them all, and I show them off on Patricia's show, which is a Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. You can send them to the address, which is in the description of every single video I make, which is in the United States. That's it, guys. Until next time, stay flat.